Hello, I'm Dr. Zunaid from Elite Aesthetics. Today we will be discussing nose threads and what they can do to help and enhance the appearance of your nose. So non-surgical rhinoplasty are procedures that have become very popular in recent years because a lot of patients don't want to necessarily have a full surgical rhinoplasty or full nasal augmentation, which is generally involving a general anesthetic and involves surgery and a significant period of downtime. In certain noses, we are able to augment little imperfections on the nose. So for example, if a patient has got this part of the nose, which we call the dorsal hump, that is quite prominent, we could possibly use a bit of filler to fill above and below it. We can shape the tip of the nose and we can push the tip of the nose up. But in this video, I wanted to talk about a slightly different procedure that we offer to enhance the nose, and that is by the placement of PDO threads into the nose. These are quite specialized techniques that we use in order to make sure that a purpose-built thread, if you like, is used in two elements within the nose. So through an entry point, a tiny little entry point that is kind of in the tip of the nose, that is given to the patient after anesthetic of the whole area. The threads are then placed using a specialized cannula to help to build the bridge of the nose and to give the nose anterior projection, so that from the side any bumps or any imperfections are actually smoothed out. The second phase of the PDO threads in the nose would be to actually rotate the tip or to lift the tip. So if you're looking for perhaps a Tinkerbell tip, if you're looking for a nose in which you find that the tip dips down a lot in certain cultural groups, PDO threads can really help to improve the appearance of the nose. With PDO threads in the nose, you're looking at the longevity being somewhere around 18 months. Some patients get a little bit longer and some patients may need further threads to get the desired effect. A lot of patients would opt to go the non-surgical route for non-surgical rhinoplasty, and for some cases, for example, patients who've had previous surgeries, perhaps the anatomy of the nose doesn't allow us to place threads or filler into the nose. Perhaps there's a previous injury to the nose. Those are patients that we wouldn't be able to do filler or threads on, and those are patients that we could essentially refer for surgical rhinoplasty, which is actually of more benefit to them than trying to kind of tweak their nose a little bit using filler. Some of the common misconceptions around nose threads are that it is painful. Yes, it is painful if the proper anesthesia is not done. So we make sure that the greatest part of your treatment, your treatment hour and a half, however long it takes, is actually dedicated to the correct placement of local anesthetic, quite similar to the anesthetic that you'll get when you go to a dentist. The threads are then very, very carefully placed to make sure that they don't protrude out of the entry point and to make sure that everything is nice and settled. In terms of downtime, you're looking at probably about 24 to 48 hours where the nose is red. It could possibly be swollen and there may be a little bit of bruising over the nasal bridge, but for the most part the procedure is very well tolerated. After your consultation, we will then decide if your nose is actually appropriate for the procedure. This is unfortunately a procedure where we've got to find the right kind of nose that can receive threads. It's not kind of the other way around where it's a one size fits all. We've got to make sure that your safety is of paramount importance, and included in the safety is actually expectation and outcome. So it has to do what we set out to do. We really don't like mediocre results at Elite Aesthetics, so your consultation is very, very important. And following your consultation, we will treatment plan. We will tell you exactly what we think, based on our experience and expertise, that we can achieve with a non-surgical rhinoplasty using PDO threads. We then proceed on to the procedure itself, which takes anything up to an hour 15, an hour 30, depending how long it takes. And then we have follow-up appointments from there to check on